This is Jarl in the picture. We were pretty keen to keep him, but used him as lamb, obviously, and then sold him last year on the basis that we had two very good sons we were going to use. Lot 88 being one of them, Nave, and then we've got a pair of these rams here are both registered, both very smart rams. Nice balance to them, good hair, correct in the legs, good wool, and just a nice type of head. Nicely balanced sheep. The 88 ram we showed him at Perth Show and he was breed champion. His lambs this year have performed well, so his figures have shot up. But they've pretty good figures, these sheep. That although the 89 sheep is a particularly well balanced set of figures, I think he's you know is spot on above average fat, good body condition, and they're both very good on the Parasite Plus index. 90 is the other Jarl son that we used quite a lot last year. So there's lambs off this sheep, Kestrel too. He's a this pair are quite a bit bigger than the first two. They're taller sheep and longer, but Kestrel also has a very wide top. He's got a great depth behind for a big sheep, and again, he's very smart and a very tight skin on him. He's really good there. And he was a good worker as well. He was quite a very active sheep out as a lamb. And the other sheep coming in 91, also a long sheep and wide bodied, neat front and a sharp head and a bare belly. And despite what he's just done there, he's a quiet natured sheep and fine to be around. Both registered, these two. I think this is another very similar pair to each other anyway, 92 and 93, both out of equity use. Um, they're not big used equities, but they've a lot of body to them and correct. And I think these guys are the same. They've got that sort of Jarl wedge to them, nice and neat at the front end, but with plenty of width and fleshing, depth of fleshing behind under their tail there. They've got quite a depth to pick it. Both smart skin here sheep. The 93 sheep's got a bare belly. They're both very high maternal figures, so that's not just milk; it's their usability to rear good lambs to shear in time, really. And they're both again high in that Parasite Plus index, which is based very much on a lot of the sort of blood testing results we're doing. The blood testing we're doing for IgA, so it's a it's a resistance to a worm challenge. Right, the last Jarl here, a smaller made one than the rest, maybe, but very fleshy and nicely made. And he's paired with the only one from ram we used, Jericho. So he's a good, hardy looking sheep. A good wool cover to him, 95. He's really well wooled and well haired if you're looking for that sort of a thing. And a shapy sheep. And that's him with a good bit of jigget there, 95. So I kind of smaller, thicker, and quite robust. These two, both out of older ewes with a good history behind them, both with a bit extra fat cover. Here's 96, a very sound ram, full of flesh and a good size. He kicks off the Troopers. 96 on the left. And 97's with him. A similar sort of a ram. He's registered. Again, a fleshy, deep sheep. Strong made, but in a compact frame. I think he's got a good bold head and a good skin. The Jupiter ram was a ram in that sort of a mould. It was it's not a big framed sheep, but he was really full of flesh, left good skinned, well shapy lambs. They're both out of young 101 daughters. Now he didn't seem to merit getting a name when he was here, but his daughters have been terrific. Working ewes, they really are. There's quite a large proportion of them in the stud flock doing a good job just like that, rearing nearly their own weight most of the time. 98 is a registered ram with a good skin, and with that Jupiter shape as well. And 99, one of the longer ones in this pen. So yeah, 98, very good skin, wide hipped and light bone. And 98, the one nearest us here, very good length in that sheep, but still keeping the fleshiness, and he's good on his feet and legs. They conclude this pen. I'm really proud of this group. That sort of wedge shape we've got into them. Neat, sharp front ended and wide behind. More compact sheep than some of the others, but carrying a lot of flesh and generally pretty smart.